Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Chelsea.
That was John Stones in his form then. I wouldn't want John Stones back at the club now, thank
Yes,
you.
I know, but my point is that
Good
you
night,
said
Vienna and
that
all
you
that.
said that John Stones will not leave because Everton will not sell him.
I don't think you understand, pal. I mean, you see, as well as being
Please don't call me pal. I find it demeaning and irritating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd not regard yourself as a pal of mine, then?
I don't think I do, no.
You don't?
Well,
Okay.
it's not a word I would
by the
use.
way. That suits me
It's
fine.
not a word I would use. Pal is a word in Scotland that you use just before you give somebody the hint.
Sorry,
You don't call them pal because you like them.
I thought that was Jimmy.
No.
What you doing in my street,
You
Jimmy?
don't call them pal unless you don't like them.
The point is that, of course, like many other people who comment on this story, you live in a gilded cage, you know nothing about the world except, trying to bounce a few headlines around. I, of course, am a businessman.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Are you looking to get your head staved in?
That's rather violent.
Yeah, it's violent, yeah. Because if you don't stop insulting me, I'm going to walk over there, and I'm going to pick up your little short arms, and I'm going to beat you around the head with them.
I don't believe I've insulted you yet, actually, but I'm
Yes,
not
you
afraid
have.
of insulting you because of your
You have
stupidity
insulted
and the
me.
way you've presented
You've called me stupid. You
Lukaku
said I don't know anything about
story.
the world. Sky Sports have reported this story for several hours. It says Maffey.
Oh, yes.
Maybe you'd like to ring up Sky Sports and say to them.
Sorry,
that
who's
they should
Maffey?
Maffey is one of our listeners.
Right, okay.
He's just
well,
tweeted
thanks,
us.
Maffey, for stating the blinking obvious, you know.
On talkSPORT and Talk Radio.
TalkSPORT, we are the two mics. Now, I've got a great discovery for you a little bit later on in the show.
Oh, what's that?
Because when I was over visiting my mother,
Yes.
she was sort of
Your
digging
mother
out...
to whom I gave the bag, and in return for which
Yeah.
you sent me a congratulatory
I'm
card.
still slightly
and said,
puzzled
thank you
about
very
that.
much indeed.
I'm
yeah.
still slightly
yeah.
puzzled. I think she may have written that while she was suffering from some kind of delirium.
Oh, you can't say
Because,
that about your poor old mum.
Yeah, I can say whatever I like about my mother. I love my mother very, very much, and she was in
Anyway,
fine form.
yeah, go on.
But, there may be times at the age of 93
Yes.
when she writes thank you cards and doesn't realise what she's doing.
Yeah.
There is that possibility. Anyway, she dug out a load of this stuff that had been lying around the house ever since they moved to America, including some old singles, right?
Right.
And one of the singles that I think I've mentioned to you in the past is one that my sister and I made
Yeah.
in one of those record machines in a place called Rothsay. Off the coast of the west coast of Scotland.
Oh, Rothsay.
Yeah, when I was only about 3 years old, I think. But you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
I've got it's a
So
recording.
one of these where you walk into a booth
Yeah.
and then you put your money in, and there is a plastic disc there, and you sing onto the disc.
Yeah, and it actually makes
And then you
a
take it
record,
away with you.
and it comes.
Yeah.
It's a bit like an old passport photo booth,
right,
but instead
yeah.
of a passport picture,
Yeah.
you end up with a record.
Yeah.
So I've found it. I've recorded it,
Yes.
and it's very crackly, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I may enjoy it, I may not. If
It
it's
reveals
got you on it,
well, it
probably won't.
reveals as well, which a lot of people are always quizzing. In fact, I had some guy on today going, "Oh, what part of
Yes.
Scotland were you born in?" I went Hampstead,
Yes.
and he went, "Oh, you're not Scottish then, are you?"
Yeah,
That's a stupid argument, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you will hear some very Scottish voices on them, including mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really waiting and looking forward to that. Now,
I
listen.
know that you don't like doing anything on this show that doesn't have anything to do with you.
No.
But just for a few minutes, I think you might enjoy it.
I've got to know what this is all
Well,
about, please.
this is a piece of history, right? Audio history, not only because
Audio
of what's on
history,
it,
yeah.
not only because of what's on it,
Yeah.
but because it's manufactured from something that I don't think you can do anymore. There may be parts of the world where you can do it, but not in this country, I don't think, where you can go in to a little recording booth, right?
Yeah.
And actually come out with a plastic disc.
Yes.
Which is
I remember this.
My
I remember
parents
this.
had a couple of them. That they
It's
did
almost like a floppy disk, wasn't it?
No, it was actually quite a hard
disc,
It
yeah.
was a 45. Anyway, I've been looking for this for years, right? And as a result of trawling through some of my mother's memories,
Yes.
I
Well, when you
found
were
it
over in Connecticut?
when I was over in Connecticut.
After you've
yeah.
given her the bag I bought her.
After I'd given her the bag, yes,
yeah,
that's right, yeah,
yes.
because that didn't take very long, because she didn't stare at it for very long without just putting it down to the side. So here's the recording. Have a listen to this.
You know you should be glad. You sing. You know you, You know you, With a love like that, you know you should be glad. Ooh, you sing to don't you know when I saw her yesterday. You sing, you know, and she told me what to say. She said she loves you, and you know that can be bad.
Do another one.
And when you boy?
Yeah, could do an old one, Mose.
Could you? Oh, yeah.
Do an old one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is Marley and Michael Graham.
Is there much more of this?
A little bit.
And Rossi.
And Rossi.
What is this rubbish?
And Seymour, say something else.
Why are we playing this out to millions of people?
It's part of my family history.
Is that the ghostly voice of your crazy old father?
Like, the deep voice is him, yeah.
I reckon it's Thomas Price now.
Not great quality, is it?
No, of course it's not great quality. It's from about 1963.
Well, this is
And it's been
great.
sitting in an attic for about the best part of the last
And
30
where was
years.
this done?
In Rothsay, on the Isle of Bute,
And Rathsey.
which is just off the coast of a place called Weems Bay.
That was quite eerie hearing your father's voice, because
Yeah.
of course I knew your dad quite well
Yeah.
for many years before he passed
But the
away,
thing
and
that-
actually
the thing
bought
that-
some of his pictures.
Well, you bought a couple of
Yeah,
them, and which
yeah.
you've now housed in your slum properties.
Excuse me.
Where you don't have any of them. No, but the thing that struck me was that
Yeah.
the voice that you hear saying, "I want to get out," is
Yeah.
me. Because I didn't want to do another song,
Yeah.
but it was very Scottish. Because I was, when I first learned to speak,
Yeah.
my parents were both Scottish, so I
Yeah.
spoke with a Scottish accent.
Well, I think that's...
So anyway, I just thought I'd play it for you.
Well,
because
I
thought
think-
it might be quite touching, but obviously I failed to reach into the depths of your
I have to
emotional
say, I
sort
think,
of,
I think that
the
is
well.
the worst piece of audio we've ever played on any show we've ever done on radio.
Well, it's very old.
And an utter disgrace.
It's very old.
An utter disgrace, in my view, that the producer of this show even let that be played.
What, you don't think we should be played it?
That part of the, I mean, the output, generally speaking, is a very high quality across all the programmes on talkSPORT. That was utter garbage.
Really?
It was utter
So
rubbish.
you have no interest in the history of my family, despite the fact that you claim to be friends with some members of my family.
Not only do I have no interest in that, your family's history that far back, but neither do our millions of listeners.
Yeah,
and
they
it's
do,
quite
actually.
an insult to...
Well, I've got one here from Scottish Bull.
To
It says,
bore them to
That was
death.
brilliant, MG. Love the Scottish voices.
To bore them to death and impose that sort of rubbish on them.
Uh-huh.
I have to say,
Well, I mean, once again-
best thing you can do with that, mate, is burn it.
No, well, the best thing I could do with you is burn you, because actually the problem
dear.
is,
That's
the problem
very
here
nasty
is
again.
that you give us all this guff about your childhood, right?
Yes.
But you produce no evidence. You tell us that you were the Butlins boxing champion, right?
And you've seen the cup.
I've seen
in
three
fact,
cups.
I think you've nicked the cup.
No, I've seen three different
I think you've
cups,
nicked
right?
it.
Some of which you've had manufactured quite recently. I've seen no pictures of you as a child.
Yeah.
I've seen no correspondence of any kind that says that you actually did go to the King's School, Chester. I've seen
Apart
nothing.
from the fact that my picture's in the entrance hall.
I've never seen the picture in the entrance
Oh,
hall.
well, I'm sorry. You want to go up there and have a look then,
No, I
don't you?
don't
Because
know.
plenty of other people have.
Well, I've got better things to do than waste my time on that.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that I provide you with a little piece of evidence of my early days in Scotland, my Scottish accent, which I find quite charming. And
You find quite
and
charming, I
and
find
you
quite pathetic.
And you just completely diss it
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
have really no heart at all.
What
In fact,
a
it's not
load
that
of-
1/3 of your heart doesn't work. You've got no heart.
What a load
You've got
of
no
rubbish.
compassion because the reason you don't like it is because it's got nothing to do with you.
No, not at all.
And
I
of
mean,
course, being a narcissist, the Donald Trump of talkSPORT, you can't stand it.
just utter drivel, that
Yeah.
was all.
Oh, we'll see. People
Scottish
can,
Bull here says...
people can let us in. People can
That
tell
was
us what they
brilliant,
think.
MG. Love the Scottish... Oh, you read that one out. It's
I
the only
just
one we
read
had
that
so
out already.
far. Voices echoing around the car. What about the voices echoing around inside his head? Says Dazza.
How about this from Robbie? Lovely thing to play, MG. Well done. Shut up, Porky, you sad man.
Oh, that's very nice,
And
isn't
Paddy
it?
says, what a nice piece of family history.
Yeah, you see, this is a more relevant tweet to what people are interested in. This is from James. Porky, where can I get a packet of your pork scratchings? Now, that's the sort of tweet I like. That's people
Well, why
getting
don't you tell
interested
him?
in the real things.
Well, why don't you tell him?
And Robbie here, who seems to, he's got some sort of downer on me, this guy. He's a regular correspondent. He says, a lovely thing to play, MG. Well done. Shut up, Porky. You're a sado. Yeah, you see.
How do you know he's from Liverpool?
Well, because he's got a picture of the liver bird in his thumbnail picture.
Oh, I see.
It says, man up, Porky, stop crying over losing Lukaku. Well, we're not losing him. Nobody knows what's going on.
We shall see. And here's one from Ian,
Yeah.
who says, nice to hear decent quality music on here. Certainly better than Porky's Paint It Deaf.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Paint It Black.
Thank you. Mark is, a little amusing aside, maybe Porky can use his magic phone to call up Lukaku and beg him to stay at Everton.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe I could.
Here's a guy called Chris who doesn't appear to have many dimensions to his life.
Hmm.
He says, talk about sport, not mobiles. Talk sport for a reason.
Yeah,
He's one of
absolutely.
these guys that doesn't like it when you don't talk about sport.
That's right. And John says, Porky's right. Too many keyboard warriors in the world. It's good to talk. And he's saying is that when you've got a mobile phone, phone people and put it to them direct to their face. Don't scuttle away into the shadows and try and send them messages to get over the things you should say to people, okay?
I see.
Yeah.
Luke says your dad sounds just like you, MG. Well, apart from the Scottish accent, I have to say.
Which is very Scottish. Paul here says, Porky selling pork scratchings out of the boot of his death trap Mercedes. I bet Richard Branson's quaking in his boots.
I bet he is, yeah. Yeah, I'm out, as they say on the that show that they try and invest in people in,
That's right. What's it called?
Dragon's Den.
Apprentice. Oh, Dragon's Den.
No, Dragon's Den.
Oh,
Coming
I thought
up
you were
next.
talking about You're Fired. No, You're Fired.
No, that's The Apprentice.
The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should know that.
Of course I do.
Anyway, coming up next, Steve Lillywhite's going to be here.
Great.
Imagine I'm in love with you. It's easy.